Grade 3 Science. Vertebrates. Vocabulary. Bones. Bones help keep our bodies standing and protect us. A spine or backbone is the very important long bone in our back. Vertebrates are animals that have spines. Invertebrates are animals that don't have spines. A skeleton is all the bones in a person or animal's body. The skull are the bones in an animal or person's head. Cartilage is the soft stuff in between the bones. It helps keep the bones from rubbing against each other. Remember, I told you that's kind of why when you get really old, it hurts to walk because you don't have enough cartilage anymore. Joints are places where bones join together. That's pretty much everywhere on your body, where your arm, your legs, your elbows, your knees, where there are lots of moving parts. Those are where the joints are. Hollow means there's nothing inside, just like a drinking straw has nothing inside. It is hollow. Mammals are animals that give birth to live babies, have hair or fur. Mammal moms feed the babies milk, and mammals are warm-blooded. Reptiles have scales, not fur. They have dry skin, usually lay eggs, sometimes have live babies, and are cold-blooded. Amphibians live on land and in the water, are cold-blooded, lay eggs, have moist or wet skin, and have webbed feet like a duck for swimming in water. Lungs are the part of your body that help you breathe. Gills are the red part in this picture on the fish, and that is how fish breathe. Let's read together. Knock on your head. The hard thing you feel inside your head is bone. Bones hold up your body. They also protect your brain, heart, and other organs. We can sort animals into two groups. Vertebrates have backbones. Invertebrates do not have backbones. Let's learn about the 5 groups of vertebrates. All bones are made of a hard kind of body tissue. Without bone tissue, your body would just be a big, soft blob. The bones inside your body are alive. Some bone cells help your bones heal if one breaks. Other bone cells make blood cells. These bone cells are found in special tissue in the middle of some larger bones. And remember, that word tissue is just like skin and muscles. It's kind of what your body is made of. The skeleton supports and protects a vertebrate's body. All vertebrates have a spine or backbone. The spine is like a chain of bones. At the top of the spine is the skull. It holds and protects the brain. Your skeleton has 206 bones. Other kinds of vertebrates have different numbers of bones. The ends of many bones are covered with cartilage. Cartilage is soft tissue that keeps bones from rubbing against each other. Other body parts have cartilage too. Your nose and ears are made of cartilage. Joints are the places where bones meet. Different joints move in different ways. Cartilage helps all these joints to move. Different bones have different jobs. Leg bones hold up an animal while it walks or runs. Most flying vertebrates have hollow bones that do not weigh much. The small bones in feet and hands help animals to use tools and get food. You have learned how vertebrates and invertebrates, the two big animal groups, are different. Now it's time to learn about the 5 groups of vertebrates. Each group has some things in common with other groups. Each group also has some special things not found in other groups. Mammals. When you think of animals, mammals might be the first group that comes to mind. Dogs, giraffes, whales, mice, people, and many other animals are mammals. What do all mammals have in common? Mammals have hair on their bodies. Some mammals, such as bears, have thick hair or fur. Other mammals, such as elephants, only have a little body hair. Mammals are warm-blooded. Their body temperature does not go up and down much when the outside temperature changes. Mammals breathe with lungs. The lungs are 2 breathing organs in the chest. Breathing in takes in an important gas called oxygen from the outside air. Breathing out lets out a waste gas called carbon dioxide. So remember, that word organs just means all of the important things inside of your body, like your lungs and your heart and your stomach. Mammals make milk to feed their babies. Almost all mammals are born live. They do not hatch from eggs that are laid. Birds. You probably know a bird when you see one. But do you know what all birds have in common? Like mammals, birds are warm-blooded. Birds are the only animals with feathers. Feathers are made of the same stuff as hair, beaks, and nails. Birds have wings instead of front legs. Most birds have hollow bones. Birds have beaks, and they have no teeth. Birds use their beaks to eat, clean themselves, feed their babies, and find and move things. Some birds also kill other animals with their beaks. Like mammals, birds breathe with lungs. Birds lay eggs with hard shells. Eggs come in different sizes, shapes, and colors. Fish. Fish have backbones, so they are vertebrates too. Let's learn what all fish have in common. Fish are cold-blooded. The body temperature of cold-blooded animals changes with the temperature of the air or water around their body. Fish are the only group of vertebrates that live in water their whole lives. Fish have fins and strong tails for swimming. Most fish have scales. Scales are small, thin, hard plates that partly cover each other. Fish breathe with gills instead of lungs. Gills are breathing organs that take oxygen from water. Blood that passes through the gills lets out carbon dioxide gas into water. Most fish lay eggs, but some fish with backbones made of cartilage give birth to live babies. Reptiles. Reptiles are another large group of vertebrates. Alligators, snakes, lizards, and turtles are all reptiles. Reptiles may live in water or on land. What do reptiles have in common? Reptiles have dry skin with scales. Reptiles are cold-blooded. If they are too cold, they sit in the sun to warm up. If they are too warm, they get in shade or water to cool off. Reptiles breathe with lungs. Most reptiles lay eggs, but their eggs are not as hard as bird eggs. Rattlesnakes and some other reptiles give birth to live babies. Baby reptiles look like their parents from the time they hatch or are born. Amphibians. Amphibians are the last big group of vertebrates. Frogs, toads, and salamanders are all amphibians. Amphibians live in damp places. Amphibians have smooth, moist skin. Amphibians are cold-blooded. Most amphibians lay eggs that are covered with something like jelly. Most of the time, the eggs are laid in water so they will not dry out. And remember, moist and damp are just other words for wet. Many baby amphibians are born in water. They look different from their parents. Baby amphibians, called tadpoles, use fins and tails to move through the water. Most amphibians' bodies will change shape as they grow. They will lose their tails and grow legs as they grow up and begin to walk on land. Most amphibians breathe with gills when they are tadpoles. As they grow and change, these amphibians lose their gills and grow lungs. Some amphibians also breathe through their skin. Comparing vertebrates. How are the 5 groups of vertebrates different and the same? Look at each group's description in the chart on this page. Then match them with the pictures on the next page. Let's complete the table on page 20. So remember, we already did this in class, but we'll go over it one more time. Remember, the monkey and the dolphin are both mammals. Yes, even dolphins are mammals. When they are babies, they have a little bit of hair on them, usually around their mouth. The owl, number 3, is a bird. The fish is number 5. Reptile is number 4, the lizard. And the amphibians are number 6, the tadpoles, and number 7, the frog. Discussion questions. I will read the question and then give you a few seconds to think about the answer before I show the answer. What is the difference between vertebrates and invertebrates? Vertebrates have backbones or spines. Invertebrates don't have backbones or spines. What are 3 things all mammals have in common? So some things that mammals have in common is they all have live babies, they're all warm-blooded, they feed babies milk, and they have hair or fur. Are you glad you are a mammal? Why or why not? I said I am not glad. I think it would be cool to fly like a bird. It would also be cool to breathe underwater like a fish. How do fish breathe underwater? Fish use gills to breathe underwater. How do reptiles change their body temperature? If a reptile wants to get warm, if it feels too cold, it will change its body temperature by going into the sun. And remember, if they're too hot and they want to cool down, they will go out of the sun. They will find some shade to hide in, or they'll go into some cool water to cool down. Good job!